It seems like AI is everywhere these days.
Right.
ChatGPT writing a hit song or Mid-Journey designing the next fashion trend.
It really is.
It's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, it also feels kind of overwhelming
It
sometimes.
can be for sure.
So for this deep dive, we're going beyond the headlines
Yeah.
to see how AI is actually impacting us right now,
Absolutely.
right here in the U.S.
Exactly.
So,
We're past the what if stage.
okay.
AI is already woven into so many industries,
Mm-hmm.
transforming how we work and live, even if we don't always realize it.
Yeah, that's so true. And to help us unpack all of this,
Okay.
we've been looking into this podcast episode called AI Unlocked.
Oh, interesting.
They had a really fascinating take on AI's influence on 5 key U.S. industries.
Okay.
And honestly, some of their findings were pretty surprising.
I bet. So what's really important here is to
Yes.
understand not just how AI is being used, but what it all means for you.
Okay.
Whether you're trying to stay ahead of the curve in your career,
Right.
or making informed decisions in your business,
Mm-hmm.
or just being a more informed citizen, this deep dive has you covered.
I like that. So should we jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay. AI Unlocked started with healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people would be surprised by how much AI is already being used in this field.
I think so too.
Hmm.
It's not just about robots performing surgery,
Right.
although that's certainly happening in some places.
Yeah.
AI is being used to analyze huge amounts of medical data,
Okay.
helping doctors diagnose diseases much earlier than they ever could before.
Wow.
Like, imagine catching cancer at stage 1 instead of stage 3.
That's incredible.
That's the kind of impact we're talking about.
They gave the example of IBM Watson Health,
Oh, yeah,
which I think is a great illustration of this.
definitely.
It's analyzing patient data to detect patterns
Right.
and make predictions that would be impossible for a human to do alone.
It's like having a super-powered assistant working alongside doctors,
Mm-hmm.
helping them make faster and more accurate diagnoses.
And think about the cost savings, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
The U.S. healthcare system is notoriously complex and expensive.
it really is.
So anything that can make it more efficient has huge potential.
That actually brings me to another point they made.
Okay.
AI isn't just about improving diagnoses.
Right.
It's also being used to streamline all those administrative tasks
Yeah.
that can bog down the healthcare system.
Totally. Think scheduling appointments,
Mm-hmm.
processing insurance claims,
Right.
managing patient records.
Yeah.
AI can automate a lot of these processes,
Wow.
freeing up healthcare professionals to focus on what they do best,
Okay.
caring for patients.
AI Unlocked also discussed how AI could help address the rising costs of healthcare in the U.S.
It's a big one.
Imagine a system that not only analyzes your medical history,
Mm-hmm.
but also considers things like your lifestyle
Oh, wow.
and even your genetic predisposition to certain diseases.
Interesting.
It could predict potential health risks years in advance
Wow.
and suggest preventative measures tailored just for you.
It's about moving away from a one-size-fits-all approach to healthcare
Right.
and embracing personalized medicine.
Okay.
It's a whole new way of thinking about health and wellness.
That's exciting. But it also makes me think about how much data these systems need to work effectively.
Yeah,
That must present some pretty big challenges, right?
absolutely.
Mhm.
Ensuring patient privacy and data security is paramount.
Yeah, for sure.
There's also the question of accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
How do we ensure that these advancements benefit everyone,
Right.
not just those who can afford the latest technology?
That's a good point.
These are complex issues that need to be addressed as AI continues to evolve in healthcare.
So lots of potential, but also lots to consider.
Definitely.
What about education?
Oh,
It
yeah.
feels like every other day there's a new app or platform promising to revolutionize learning with AI.
Right. And it's easy to get caught up in the hype.
Mm-hmm.
But AI Unlocked did a great job of cutting through the noise and showing what's actually happening in classrooms right now. For example, they talked about how platforms like Khan Academy are using AI to personalize the learning experience for each student.
I've actually used Duolingo to brush up on my Spanish,
Oh, cool.
and I was amazed at how it adapted to my strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
If I was struggling with a particular grammar concept,
Mm-hmm.
it would give me more practice exercises, and if I was breezing through a lesson, it would move me ahead more quickly.
It's all about catering to the individual learner,
Right.
which is something traditional classrooms often struggle to do.
Yeah.
Imagine a classroom where AI helps teachers create individualized learning plans for each student,
Whoa.
tailoring the curriculum to their specific needs and learning styles.
AI Unlocked also talked about how teachers are already using AI for tasks like grading
Hmm.
and tracking student progress.
Yeah.
That seems like it could free up a lot of time for them to focus on actually teaching.
That's the hope. The
Oh.
idea is that AI can handle some of the more tedious and time-consuming tasks, allowing teachers to spend more time interacting with students,
Mm-hmm.
providing individualized feedback,
Right.
and fostering a deeper understanding of the material.
So instead of replacing teachers, AI could actually help them become even more effective.
Exactly.
It's almost like giving them a superpowered teaching assistant.
I like that.
But it makes you wonder,
Yeah.
if AI is handling so many of the tasks of teaching,
Hmm.
what does that mean for the future of education?
Right. What skills will be most important for students to develop
Exactly.
in a world where AI is so prevalent?
Those are some really interesting questions.
They are.
And ones that AI Unlocked didn't shy away from.
Right.
They argued that critical thinking,
Yeah.
creativity, and problem-solving skills
Okay.
will be more important than ever in a world where AI can automate so many routine tasks.
Makes sense.
It's almost like AI is pushing us to focus on the things that make us uniquely human.
I love that perspective.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about how AI is transforming the business world. AI Unlocked made it clear that this isn't just about tech giants.
Okay.
AI is becoming accessible to businesses of all sizes.
They highlighted how AI can level the playing field,
Right.
giving smaller businesses access to tools and insights
Mm-hmm.
that were previously only available to large corporations.
I see.
Think about a small business owner
Yep.
trying to understand their customer base.
Okay.
AI can analyze their sales data,
Right.
identify patterns,
Yeah.
and even predict future trends.
They gave the example of Salesforce Einstein,
Oh, yeah?
which is essentially an AI-powered platform that helps businesses make smarter decisions.
Right.
I think that's one of the most exciting things about AI in business.
With that?
It's not just about automating tasks.
Okay.
It's about empowering people to make better,
Yeah.
more informed choices.
And think about all the tasks that can be automated.
Oh, yeah.
Customer service chatbots,
Mm-hmm.
inventory management systems,
You're right.
even marketing campaigns can be driven by AI.
Wow.
This frees up business owners and employees to focus on the things that require a human touch,
Okay.
building relationships,
All right.
developing new products,
Mm-hmm.
and coming up with innovative solutions to problems.
It's fascinating how AI is changing the way businesses operate at every level.
It really is.
It's almost like having a team of virtual experts working behind the scenes,
Yeah.
constantly analyzing data and finding ways to optimize everything.
Right.
And it's not just about efficiency.
Okay.
It's about opening up new possibilities and
Mhm.
creating new opportunities.
So far, we've looked at healthcare,
Right.
education,
Right.
and business.
Yep. What stood out to you about AI's impact on these industries?
I'm struck by how AI is changing the very definition of work.
Okay.
It's not just about automating tasks.
Right.
It's about augmenting human capabilities
Mm-hmm.
and creating entirely new ways of doing things.
Oh.
It's both exciting and a little daunting to think about what the future holds.
Agreed. Speaking of exciting and daunting, AI Unlocked also took a deep dive into how AI is shaping the entertainment industry.
How fun.
Get ready, because this is where things get really interesting.
I can't wait. I think when a lot of people think about AI in entertainment,
Yeah.
they think about like personalized recommendations
Hmm.
on streaming services.
Right.
Like, you know how Netflix always seems to know
Totally.
exactly what you want to watch next?
Oh, absolutely. I've definitely gone down a few rabbit holes
Yeah.
thanks to those recommendations.
For sure.
But AI Unlocked made it clear that we're just scratching the surface of what's
Right.
possible with AI.
Absolutely.
They talked about how AI is actually being used to create content.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just talking about choosing the next song on your playlist.
Right?
We're talking about AI composing original music,
Hmm.
writing scripts for movies,
Wow.
even generating realistic 3D models for video games.
That's wild.
They even talked about how AI is creating those deepfakes we see online. You know, where it looks like someone is saying or doing something
Oh, yeah.
they never actually did.
It's mind-blowing technology,
It is.
but it definitely raises some ethical questions.
It does. Like, what happens to the concept of authenticity when AI can create something that's virtually indistinguishable from reality?
Right.
It's almost like we're entering a new era of entertainment,
Yeah.
where the lines between reality and fiction are blurred.
Totally. And it makes you wonder,
What's that?
what does it mean for human creativity?
Right.
If AI can write a hit song or paint a masterpiece,
Yeah.
What role do human artists play in the future?
That's a big question.
This question that's being debated a lot these days.
I bet.
Some people believe that AI will ultimately enhance human creativity,
Okay.
giving artists new tools and inspiration to push boundaries.
Interesting.
Others worry that AI could eventually replace human artists altogether.
It's definitely a complex issue with no easy answers.
It is.
I'm curious to see how things evolve in the coming years.
Me too.
Okay. Before we get lost in a philosophical debate about the future of art,
Yeah.
let's move on to the final industry AI Unlocked covered.
All right.
One that's on a lot of people's minds.
What's that?
The future of work.
Ah, yes, I think everyone wants to know.
What's that?
Will robots take our jobs?
Right. AI Unlocked didn't sugarcoat it.
Okay.
They acknowledge that AI is already automating certain tasks. And yes, some jobs will inevitably be displaced.
Yeah.
But they also made it clear that AI is creating new opportunities, new roles that didn't even exist a few years ago.
Like what?
Well, think about it. Someone needs to design those AI algorithms,
Okay.
train those machine learning models,
Right.
and ensure that these systems are used ethically and responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the human element comes in.
I see.
They gave some great examples of these emerging roles.
Oh, yeah.
Like AI trainers,
Right.
data scientists,
Mm.
and even AI ethicists.
Interesting.
And as AI becomes more sophisticated, the demand for these types of skills will only increase.
It's almost like AI is pushing us to adapt and evolve
Right.
instead of fearing automation.
Yeah.
We should be embracing the opportunities it creates
Okay.
to learn new skills and develop new areas of expertise.
It makes you wonder
What's that?
what skills will be most valuable in a future
Yeah.
where AI is so deeply integrated into our lives.
Right. Will it be technical skills
Like what?
like coding and data analysis?
Okay.
Or will it be those uniquely human skills like critical thinking,
Right.
creativity,
Yeah.
and emotional intelligence?
I think it'll be a combination of both.
Probably.
We'll need people who can understand and work with AI,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll also need people who can think critically,
Right.
solve problems creatively,
Yeah.
and connect with others on a human level.
So it's not just about learning to code.
Right.
It's about becoming a well-rounded individual
Exactly.
who can adapt to a rapidly changing world.
It's almost like AI is forcing us to rethink what it means to be human in the
Yeah.
21st century.
I think that's a great way to put it.
AI is challenging us to be more human,
Right.
to focus on the things that make us unique and irreplaceable.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, looking at how AI is transforming healthcare, education,
Yes.
business entertainment,
Yeah.
and even the future of work.
It's a lot of process. I'm curious, from your perspective,
Yeah.
what are some of the biggest takeaways for our listener?
Well, I think the main takeaway is that AI is no longer a futuristic concept.
Okay.
It's here. It's now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's already having a profound impact on our lives.
Wow.
And this impact is only going to accelerate in the coming years.
So ignoring it isn't really an option.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need to understand how AI works,
Okay.
how it's being used,
Right.
and how it's going to shape our world.
And it's not just about understanding the technology itself. It's about understanding the broader implications, the ethical considerations, and the societal impact.
Absolutely. We need to be having these conversations now
Right.
as AI is being developed and deployed,
Right.
not later when it's already too late.
It feels like we're at a crossroads.
Yeah.
We have this incredible technology with the potential to solve some of humanity's greatest challenges, but we also have a responsibility to ensure that it's used for good.
It's a balancing act,
It is.
and one that requires careful consideration and ongoing dialogue.
It's also a reminder that we're all in this together.
We are.
The decisions we make about AI today will shape the world we live in tomorrow.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into AI Unlock,
Yeah.
I'd love to leave our listener with one final thought.
Please do.
Think about what surprised you most about AI's current impact in the U.S.
Okay.
And what role do you envision yourself playing in the age of AI?
Those are powerful questions.
They are.
This deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And I hope it's done the same for our listener.
I think AI Unlocked provided a really solid overview of where things stand right now.
Yeah,
But the conversation is far from over.
absolutely. And I encourage our listeners to continue exploring this topic, asking questions, challenging assumptions,
Right.
and sharing your own perspectives.
AI is too important to be left to the experts.
Right.
We all have a role to play in shaping its future.
This deep dive has certainly sparked a lot of thoughts and questions for me,
Good.
and I hope it's done the same for our listener.
And remember, this is just the beginning of the conversation.
Okay.
AI is a journey, not a destination.
So buckle up, stay curious, and let's see where this incredible technology takes us.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time. Yeah, I think I've recovered from my AI overload.
But you're right.
Yeah.
Ignoring AI really isn't an option.
Mm,
This deep dive has shown how it's really just weaving itself
yeah.
into every part of our lives.
Yeah, and it's not just about the tech itself. Right.
It's those ripple effects.
Exactly.
Like how it's changing our thinking,
Mm-hmm.
how we work, how we even interact with the world around us.
It really makes you think.
It does. It's like AI is holding up this mirror to humanity,
Yeah,
forcing us to ask some really big questions.
for sure.
What does it mean to be human in this age of intelligent machines?
Right.
What are the values we should be prioritizing as we develop and use this technology?
I think those are questions we all need to be thinking about,
Yeah.
regardless of our technical expertise or anything like that.
AI Unlocked focused on the U.S.,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't help but think about how AI is impacting the rest of the world.
Oh, that's a great point. It's a global phenomenon.
It is.
And different countries are approaching AI development and adoption in different ways.
Right.
Some are going all in,
Yeah.
and some are being a bit more cautious.
Makes you wonder how those different approaches are going to shape the future,
Yeah.
both globally and for those individual countries.
We could do a whole other deep dive just on that.
Seriously.
I think for now,
Yeah.
it's important to remember that AI is ultimately a tool.
Okay.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
It really comes down to the choices we make,
Absolutely.
individually and collectively.
It's up to all of us to make sure that AI benefits everyone,
Right.
not just a select few.
Okay. So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yes.
what are your final thoughts? What would you leave our listeners with?